I'm an advocate of higher education and all, but so much for assuming that the development of common sense and sound judgment are part of the package. A Pew Research Center poll found that 77% of Democrats with a bachelor's degree or more believe a person's gender can be different from the sex they were assigned at birth. You'll remember that Democrats are the party of science, and Republicans the Neanderthal science deniers. First we have to ask ourselves why in the world it would occur to anyone of any gender at any time or any place even to conduct such a survey. It would be like surveying people to find if they believe ears are for hearing or eyes for seeing. It would be disturbing enough if only 77% of Democrats with this level of education thought gender is determined biologically. But 23%? That's a whole new level of weird, unless you define weird as being outside the mainstream. What's weird is how weird the mainstream has become, at least on the political left. This doesn't speak well for higher education in this country, does it? Then again, you wouldn't be surprised if you had seen the core curricula of America's great universities, and many of the required reading assignments in the classes. I watched an interesting video of a young conservative from a liberal family explaining why he could dialogue with liberals and still love them because we all share common goals. It is leftists, he said, who don't even share our goals anymore, and it is very difficult to find any common ground with them. I thought to myself when watching the video, yes, we do share some of the same goals: less crime, less poverty, etc. But increasingly the mainstream Democratic Party is embracing or strongly enabling certain extremist ideas. There is just no denying that the party has lurched leftward. The Massachusetts Supreme Court rules 4-3 in Goodrich v. Department of Public Health, making it the first state to grant marriage rights to same-sex couples. In the United States, the North American Free Trade Agreement (NAFTA) is approved by the House of Representatives. Reading these poll results, sadly, tends to validate my concerns, which is not something I'm happy about. How can a significant percentage of people of any respected group, much less of the higher educated subset of that group, be so wrong-headed? People urging bipartisanship should explain how we find common ground with such stunningly different worldviews. I'm hoping this chasm is partially due to the phrasing of the survey questions or fear of political correctness policing, but still, it's seriously problematic. I don't doubt, by the way, that some very small fraction of a percentage of people sense they are trapped in their bodies and feel more like the opposite biological gender. I recently talked to such a person and am sure he was sincere. He has always felt like he should have been born a female. Note that he fully acknowledges, however, that he wasn't. He doesn't dispute the biological reality. So I have no inclination to judge such people. If they feel opposite their biological gender, they do. It's above my pay grade to fully understand this. But I think we're dealing with something more than this. Cultural activism is at work here. Just look at the language the Pew survey uses to address these ideas. A human being's gender is assigned at birth. You surely don't believe this language is accidental, do you? To have an assignment there must be an assigner. If they mean God, or even nature, I'd have no quarrel, but it's clear they are talking about human agents, doctors or other healthcare providers as assigners. This suggests some arbitrariness in the determination, or at least something that is subject to question. It is not subject to question. Absent some biological aberration, we are born either male or female, and no amount of linguistic manipulation can alter that reality, even though it obviously alters some people's perception of the reality. Yes, there is certainly an agenda at work here. With the left, everything is political. There is an effort to normalize that which is not normal, which introduces uncertainty into things certain. We have not evolved, but are being pushed headlong into moral relativism and further into postmodernism and beyond, where there is no such thing as truth and reality is just a function of the individual's preference. This is moral chaos, intellectual chaos and biological chaos. It is nihilism. If truth is no longer defined as that which corresponds with reality, we have completely untethered ourselves from our foundations of meaning and significance. Parents with any remaining affinity for traditional values must surely be concerned about what we are bequeathing our children. I'm not citing these ominous trends to score political points, and I acknowledge they are not solely the fault of just one political party, though they are disproportionately prevalent in that party.